Patrick, really successful homestand for the Canucks, if you can call 3 games a stand. Not just the fact that they won games, but they won them, for the most part, aside from the shootout, fairly convincingly. Right. Fans going home happy. Look, this team has got off to a great start the last several seasons and then completely cratered. There have been roller coaster seasons, ups, downs, very little consistency. Do you think this year will be different?
I do. I think in the big picture, you still got to see some better competition than they've mostly played. I mean, we saw how Calgary went. They were in the game, but Calgary's best players were better than their best players. Unfortunate, as we said last week, to lose to the Oilers. But yeah, these 3 wins, full value each win. Obviously, shootout win is, it's not a real win, but that was a game they could have easily won on their own merits. And Detroit was not a very good hockey team, and the Canucks did everything right. I mean, they tried to downplay it a little bit, but they got 3 power play goals. Other than that gaffe on the first shift to give up the first goal, Detroit didn't have a whole lot going on for it, and that was partly because of the way the Canucks played defensively. They're killing penalties really well. There's lots of little things that are adding up. Now, it's a long season. They've got to play a team like Thursday night against St. Louis will be a real test of where they're at. Remember the start they had when they had led for 8 minutes and were somehow 3-0? I think that was under Willie's second year. Yeah. There's been nothing like that, and that's to me the most important comparison point is that every game has been, they haven't looked out of it in any game really. Even in the Calgary game, they were in it, but they didn't look terrible.
But when you look at how this team is comprised, we know they've got young elite talent that is progressing.
Right.
And then the guys before who were maybe filling out the second and third line are, pushed down to the fourth line. And so you actually do have 4 balanced lines now. The fourth line played great during this homestand.
Yeah, the fourth line were, effective. They did well. I mean, they had maybe a couple chances to score. They're not there to score, which in the modern NHL, we've heard all about it. You want every line to be a threat. That's the reality. That as long as their fourth line is sort of holding their own, they're doing fine. We're still looking to see how that third line shakes out. Obviously, Michael Furland, it has been a question mark through 5 games. The top 2 lines are playing well. That's what's been driving the bus, and as long as those guys are driving the bus, they're going to have a chance in every game.
Now, this road trip, as you said, bigger test for the Canucks, although they do see Detroit again.
Right.
This, to speak in hockey parlance, good opportunity for them to gel and team build on the road?
They've been doing a lot of that. I mean, that was something that Troy Stecher, I talked to him a bit about it yesterday, and yeah, he said, listen, we're going to have a chance to go out for dinner. That's something that it's just these guys are a good group. They get along well. Everybody they've added seems to have had a positive impact to the group. The idea of chemistry, it takes you a long way. There's lots of research that's been done now that shows that teams that stick together tend to do better than other teams. And, you still need the elite talent, but it's a team that's coming together. And I think this road trip's certainly going to be
one thing I'm happy about on this video is people usually make fun of my clothing, but I'm not the one dressed like Barney today. So you can read Patrick's stuff on our websites, subscribe to our White Towel podcast, get it delivered to you every week, continue to watch the videos.